Hello, my manifesting generator friend, and welcome to your reading for the week of November 18th, 2024. My name is Christy, and it is a great pleasure to be here. It was more than just a set of hands. As with all readings, take what serves you well and just release what does not. One of the most delightful things about being human is that we have free will choice. So no matter what messages Spirit has for us this week, we always have the power to change them. All right, so this weekend I'm very drawn to the moon. So we're going to start with a Moonology Messages Oracle card, followed by a Moonology Oracle card, and then we will consult our friends with in the tarot for a strength, weakness, and advice reading. All right, so let's get going. Okay, so what guidance does the Moonology Messages have for our manifesting generators this week? And it is, take a breath. Moonstruck. Okay, what a gorgeous card. Now it's so interesting because the cards on this deck tend to be a little bit more light in color, and this is very, to me, it's quite dark. It has a darker energy, which is like a slow down. Like it's time to slow it down a little bit. Okay, we've got a bunch of orange here, so I'm getting a lot of sacral chakra. So we want to like pay attention to those things that we really care about, those things that are important, those kind of like essential values and whatnot. And let's pause and take a breath this week because things have been, there's always a lot going on, right? There's always a lot going on in our modern world, and it is so important that we pause when we are being encouraged to, but just to take that time for like a little rest, right? Yeah, I've been doing more resting lately, and I have more space in my life right now because I just finished coaching grade 8 boys volleyball at my school, which is a great experience, but I took on 15 boys on my team, and that's a lot of 13-year-old energy as well. Anyways, let's just say I have more space. I have more time. I have more energetic space. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it was rewarding, but I'm not going to repeat it. So I actually want to focus on this, and we can't do everything, right? And as a manifesting generator, right? Like you're supposed to accomplish so many things in your life, and be this very vast and varied kind of jack or Jill of all trades kind of thing, and kind of person rather. And so, but it's important that just because you can do everything doesn't mean that you have to. Okay, that's really important. Okay, so Moonology card. What do we have for manifesting generators this week? And it is balance, spirituality, and practicality are full moon in Pisces. Gorgeous, right? So we have, now some of you may be Pisces. I actually have a couple of Mani-Gen friends who are, and so this is definitely for them. And it's also, so like, sometimes people either tend to be too practical or too spiritual. And this is Spirit's asking you this week to balance those things, and to like give them equal attention. So if you're spending a little too much time in the esoteric space, maybe it's time to come down to earth a little bit. And if you find yourself being too practical, maybe it's time to be a little bit less so. All right. So we've got take a breath and some balance, okay? Balancing our higher self with our ego, our spiritual self with our daily life, and all of those things that we need to do. Okay, so I'm definitely getting some very it's a week for calm for you. It's a week for thinking about what's important, and let's just see what the tarot has to say with this. So we're at strength, weakness, and advice. Okay. So strength for our, things are jumping. Okay. Strength for our MGs. Okay. You cute little nicknames. Okay. Strength. The Knight of Cups. Okay. I'm going to share a little secret. So I was having technical difficulties, and I got quite thrown off. Actually, my phone of 128 gigs was too full. And so I actually was like, I lost the momentum of the first reading that I did for you. And that this is the same card that I pulled in the first reading. Isn't that just like Spirit's very clear? The strength for you is Knight of Cups. I'll come back to this in a moment, but wow. Okay. And then the weakness is the Four of Swords. This is fitting in pretty good. And then your advice is the High Priestess. Oh, Spirit has just such the guidance that we get is just so incredible. Okay, so let's start with the Knight of Cups. So as a strength this week for you, MG, is this ability to move through your emotions. All right, so Knights are about movement, and Cups are typically about emotions. And this week, a strength for you is that you're going to be able to process your emotions quickly, more so than you can other times. And that is just so wonderful, because that will allow you. So if you have any emotionally activating events this week, you're being encouraged to take a breath and slow it down, and not slow it down, sorry, take that breath and move through it quickly. Okay, so breathing this week is going to be very, very important. So I started recently doing hot yoga again. It's amazing. It's like healing my knee. It's all these wonderful things. And we always start with pranayama breathing and then this other type of breathing at the end. And like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's not my favorite part of the session, of the yoga session. But then I had this conversation with one of my yogi instructors, and he was like, once you learn how to do the breathing properly, he's like, your whole practice will change. So that's so interesting. So focusing on the breath this week will really help you with processing any type of denser emotions that you may feel. And also going back to looking at that balance, right? So we need, in order to process things effectively, we need to be in often like a neutral space, right? You're not going to process things when you're at the height of emotion. And then we need to come back to an equilibrium in order to do so. So to be able to like reflect and also to learn from what we've got going on. Okay. Weakness this week is that you don't want to take that rest, okay, that you resist it. Okay, so the Four of Swords is encouraging us to take a break, to rest, to find some time for reflection. And as a weakness for you this week, manifesting generator, you're being encouraged to take this break, okay? And indeed you are also here, right? So these two cards go just so synchronistically and beautifully together. And so it's just confirmation more that this week, you, as a manifesting generator, again, busy. And, but please, take a break that week. So take some time for yourself this week, because even though you feel like you should be doing something pretty much all the time, you don't have to be, okay? Rest. It's time to rest. And then we have, last but not least, our advice is to embody our girl, the High Priestess, all right? So she is our secret keeper, the vault. She's our connection, our intuition, right? So advice is to tap into that intuition, but at the same time, balance it practically. So we want to tap into your intuition to find the answers here, right? So again, if you're able to move through those emotions of the week, that's great. But I'm getting much like that meditation and yoga this week, right? So we're stretching. If you don't like yoga, just do some stretching, okay? But yeah, I'm getting very much this week that we are like, there's going to be the processing of emotions is going to be healthy, and there will be movement. Won't be quick, and that's okay. Slow it down, take care of your body, like stretching, like again, it has just been phenomenal. I've never done so much hot yoga in my life. You don't have to do hot yoga. It's not for everybody. I love to sweat. And so I feel like, especially on like it's a dreary November day here in BC. Well, I live in Delta, right? So it is a dreary day. And so I feel like I've taken a tropical vacation when I go and sit in a hot yoga room. But like, you can just do some at home. There's free things on YouTube. I'm getting very strongly this mind the spirit and body connection. I said that, I believe, at the beginning, right? Like, I'm getting this body, like, it's important to feel things in your body this week, right? We process a lot of our emotions through our body, like I said, like, and so there's a lot of, so there is a lot of, ready to process emotions through the body. One last thing is that, like, I know this very personally. Okay, so when I was in the process of getting divorced, I had like a 1-year-old kid, and it was the most challenging time in my life. And one of the things that I did was, again, I went to hot yoga back then, not as much as I do now, but like it was like this little miniature vacation for me while I was away. But I remember feeling like I would get so much release from my hips. And I talked to my instructor, it's different studio back then, and I would talk to, and they would, they said, yeah, our hips is where we hold our emotion. So let's love your hips this week, okay? So if there is something going on, right? So breathe through, release through the hips, connect with our higher, with our inner high priestess. I identify very well with this card, and so I'm feeling you this week, manifesting generator. Okay, so that's what I have for you this week. I look forward to seeing you again next week, and I hope you have a good one, right? Take that time. It's time to like spoil yourself a little bit, okay? Bye.